Hey, what's up, guys? So, no trade today on this account, and I want to talk about how we avoided a loss simply based off of price action. So, if you know our system and model from the past videos, you know exactly what we're looking for. However, there is a way to put yourself in a position where you may be able to avoid a trade that won't work out. Now, I do want to get one thing clear. Nobody can predict price. So me saying that we avoided the trade, it doesn't mean I predicted the loss. It doesn't mean that I was predicting that it wouldn't work out or price would decrease. No, it just means that we chose to avoid it simply because we had a couple signals that the probability was not as high. So let me get into that so you can know when you're trading this system, what to look for as far as A plus setups completely. Now, before I get into the three-step process, technically this was an A plus because it met everything. There's only one thing that kept it from being absolutely perfect, and that was how price was printing before the entry, right? So let's get into that. First things first, liquidity grab, it happened right here, London low grab. After that, we seek a reversal type pattern. During this reversal, we're inversing a bearish gap, okay? Now, do we confirm it or do we invalidate it? An invalidation would be a closure beneath and then expansion to the downside. But that didn't happen. We actually did respect the gap. Boom. That's our first real bullish confirmation in my opinion. Why? We got our liquidity grab. We disrespected a bearish gap and then respected bullish structure. So the trend is established for the short term. Now we're looking for an entry model. This is the first gap that appeared that we would trade. Again, if you've traded our system, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Price comes in to rebalance, and then we have a green closure in the direction of the trend. And that would be a confirmed setup. Now, the thing is, we didn't take it because of a couple things. I'm going to zoom in here real quick. So, obviously, we have this pattern, right? And if you were to just look at this structure, if you were to look at just the drawing, you would think, oh, it's very directional. Okay. But if you were looking at price in real time while it was printing this morning, I know you know what I'm talking about if you traded this session. You saw the wick heavy price action during this pullback, during this expansion, even during this inversion. Look at this long wick on this candle at the bottom and the top, right? The next one too, a big one on the top. Price was actually choppy during its way up, choppy on the way down, choppy on the way up. Finally, price became sideways here. There was no direction anymore. So I skipped out on the first setup. I thought I'm not taking this simply because of how price arrived to our confirmation. Now, price did end up giving us a couple valid setups. But before the next one that I found valid, which was this one right here, look at now the price, right? This is sideways price. This is what we want to trade right here, directional price. So again, we skipped out on the second trade simply because, well, to add to it, I did have a loss during Asia, and I thought for New York, I'll only take a trade if it's absolutely great conditions. And clearly it was not, just based off of the wick heavy price that I was talking about. So again, we skipped out on this trade. This one ended up being a loss. This first one, I believe now would have been a loss. Let's double check. Yeah, would have taken long, but both losing trades, both losing setups. And how were we able to avoid it? Simply because we're well aware that our system thrives during trending markets. This is what we love to trade. Not this. Even if we're making higher highs, you know, you don't want to trade this. You want to trade this. So hope that helps out, guys. Today, again, if you traded New York, you saw exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, our system thrives during direction. Y'all have a great day and a great weekend.